What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Avengers Doomsday. So in today's video, we continue our coverage on Avengers Doomsday. In today's video, we're going over a pretty insane, nuts plot leak, which essentially tells us how the whole movie is going to play out. As we know, we've got to get to Battleworld, which is the main narrative, the main plot of Avengers Secret Wars. So it's somewhat loosely got to follow what happens in the comics. So we know Avengers Doomsday is going to end with Battleworld being created. We just don't know, is this going to be the last part of Doomsday? Are we going to get into Battleworld in Avengers Doomsday? We don't know. But if the information in this plot leak or rumor is true, it essentially tells us that this movie is going to be very similar to Avengers Infinity War in a roundabout way. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, pop culture-based content that we try to deliver on a daily basis. If you could, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuJ, and check us out on TikTok, Warstu. Right, let's get into this video. We'll give the normal disclaimer. I don't know if this is real. Take it with a pinch of salt. All that good stuff. So this information's coming courtesy of MaxBlizz.com, and it's also coming courtesy of Majestic on Twitter. They are the source. They still haven't unblocked me. Yo, Majestic _UCM. Unblock me, lad, so I can talk to you. So let's break down what this information says. So it says a new leak report from Avengers Doomsday reveals that Robert Downey Jr. will need 7 days to create Battleworld in a sequence directly inspired by the creation from the biblical book of Genesis, according to Insider Majestic on X. During those 7 days, Dr. Doom will absorb and manipulate the powers of various Nexus entities and beings from across the multiverse to begin a created God by the end of events. Now, what is interesting about this is major players that people assume are going to be in Avengers Doomsday because they've appeared in all the other Avengers movies don't appear in this plot leak. Now, this does not mean they're not in the movie. What this actually means is this is only realistic information about Doom's plot structure. It's not information about other people that may be included in said movie. As we know, they are still shooting stuff. They're doing reshoots. They couldn't get hold of all the actors. As you know, most Marvel actors actually appear in lots of other TV shows, movies, voice acting. So they weren't all available during principal photography. So just because some characters don't appear in said plot leak, don't assume they're not in the movie. So they're going to use 7 days for Doom to absorb all the powers he needs to manipulate and create his new world and become God Emperor Doom. Day 1, Doom manipulates young Franklin Richards, 4 years old, to create the primordial space of the new universe. Day 2, he obtains Shang-Chi's rings and Kamala Khan's bracelet, which allows him to survive cosmic energy and channel it without dying. Day 3, he steals Galactus's technology and cosmic energy, which he uses to begin building the foundations of the new Earth. Now, what is interesting, as we know, Galactus was sent to the other side of the universe. Does this mean Galactus is going to appear in the movie? Who knows? Who knows? Day 4, he manipulates Wanda Maximoff, who believes she is redeeming herself by distorting reality, but in truth, helps Doom fuse dimension. So it's not the Scarlet Witch, it's Wanda Maximoff. Interesting. Day 5, he captures Sentry using the power of 1,000 suns to fuel the core of the new Earth contained by Molecule Man. Interesting, because as we know, Loki is supposed to kind of take the role of the Molecule Man, because as far as we know, the Molecule Man isn't going to play a part in either Andor, Avengers Doomsday, and also Avengers Secret Wars. Day 6, and this would be, so if we go like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, this is essentially the whole plot. So Act 1 here would be Day 1, Day 2, Act 2 will be day 3 to 4, and Act 3, the third act, the finale, the penultimate part of the movie, would be day 4, day 5, day 6, and day 7, give or take. He steals Loki's power to control time, which triggers the final incursion, the event that destroys the multiverse. Interesting. Okay, we're not done yet. Day 7, Doom sits on his throne over Battleworld, the universe rebuilt in his image. So day 7 is at the end in the post-credit scene. The movie would show a 6-day countdown with the final scene representing the 7th day as God's rest. Interesting. Now, I don't know where Majestic is getting this information from, but some people seem to think that he's very credible, whereas other people seem to think he's not credible at all. And personally, we here on the Warstu channel, lads and ladettes know that I basically cover everything anyway. So this is interesting. Now, the biggest question mark here is, where is Doctor Strange? That is the biggest part here. Where is Doctor Strange? It's very interesting. And it does line up with the countdown that Majestic also dropped. I don't know if this is actually true, but in order for him to create Battleworld, the new universe that essentially is going to be the pinnacle part of the whole of the Avengers Secret Wars movie, where initially people thought there was going to be a saga, we were going to get some Disney Plus shows on Battleworld, you would actually need Loki's powers, because Loki is holding everything together, sure. You could also hypothesize that Franklin Richards, with his omnipotent power, could be useful. Shang-Chi's rings and Kamala Khan's bracelets. This does actually make a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense. And at the same time, it's so vague that it doesn't give you any context of, does Loki die? Does he need to fight any of these? What happens to Sentry? And it does line up with stuff that we see Sentry being tortured in the images, the kind of concept art that we had months ago, well, nearly a year ago now, for Avengers Secret Wars. Now, it goes on to say, directed by the Russos, screenplay by Stephen McFeely and Michael Waldron. Interesting. This is probably the most interesting thing. What I like about this Majestic character, ladette, whoever it is, bot account, faceless account, Spanish, Latino, I don't know who it is all his information seems to be following a pattern. There is some consistency. There really is consistency in what this lad is, or ladette, is saying. It's fascinating to me. Because I cover everything. I don't save everything, but I cover everything. There is a lot of consistency. So also in the news, James Mack, who has got a very good track record, said something. Concept art details Namor creating a giant tsunami, commanding a giant octopus, leading a telecom army. Interesting. According to insider James Mack, who previously leaked blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he leaked the costume design, which will bang on. So we know James Mack actually has a lot of credibility. So what was actually said, there was some previous 3D tests for a film, shows Namor in a battle amongst a massive tsunami, seamlessly one causing it. The concept art also shows a giant octopus and his army. That seems pretty cool. It is confirmed that Avengers Doomsday Namor wears the Black Lantern style armor with the texture on the shoulder and arms, leaving his chest exposed. He is wearing blue pants and holding his trident. Pretty cool information. Not worth doing a whole video on, but I thought I'd put it here. We know this actor's in the movie. So if that's how Battleworld is created, that's pretty darn interesting. But do I believe it is a different story. So, like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And I will catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch ya later.